Good. How you doing, Joe?
Great. I heard you had a pretty big weekend.
Yes. This weekend was our baby shower. Also had my diaper party yesterday, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This was a pretty busy weekend, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of friends come and celebrate our baby, so it was really nice.
Very nice. Nice. What was your best? What was your favorite gift out of this?
I don't have one.
Okay.
No, we our friends were very thoughtful, and they got us things that we definitely needed. I mean, they stuck to the registry, which was good.
Sure.
But we definitely had fun putting them away and even getting more excited for the baby's arrival.
Nice. All right. Well, if you remember last week, we were going to have people send us questions. So I have a list of questions here that we're going to ask Lucas from you, the viewers. So we'll get started with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. How did you become a realtor?
Well, real estate was not always my ideal career, or even on my radar, actually. I got into real estate because I worked for a bank that was closing, and I just needed a job. So I actually started working for a property management group here in town, and they helped me get my real estate license. And
Okay.
very early on, I knew property management wasn't for me. I loved everybody that I worked with. It was more of the clientele, the students and their parents that were a little harder to work with.
Right.
But then I decided that I really liked helping people, and being in residential real estate, buying my first house with Alex, and that was a very fun process, and I just wanted to bring that same joy to other people, so I decided to make the transition to residential real estate.
Okay. Very nice. All right. So, second question we have here. Do you have a best friend, and how did you meet?
I've got three best friends. Chino, you, Joe,
Bam!
and of course Aaron.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I've met all three of my best friends at work.
There you go.
Chino and I met at Subway back in 2010. We worked together for quite a long time, and we became really, really good friends. You and I worked together,
Yeah.
so that's how we met. And then Aaron and I also worked together. That bank job
Right.
I had right before working with the apartment store, and yeah, that's pretty much how we all met, was work.
Cool. Very nice. All right. Third question we have here. What is your favorite board game?
My favorite board game. Growing up, my favorite board game was actually Trouble. I used to play that all the time with my cousins, and that was a lot of fun. Now I would have to say it's Sorry, because it's a lot of fun playing with your friends and your family and getting really pissed off at them.
Yeah. A good board game, you get pissed off at somebody.
Yeah.
All right. Fourth question we have here. Who is your role model?
That is a tough one. I would probably say, out of everybody that I've met, I would say that my dad is my role model. He's a great father. He's a great husband, and he's definitely a very hard worker. He used to work a lot, and he would never complain. So, I mean, even with his accident from the Navy,
Yeah.
he can walk, which is good, but he has a lot of trouble with his legs, and I know he was in a lot of pain, and he would never complain no matter what. But he would take each day and just do his job.
That's amazing. All right. Next one. What is your favorite movie quote?
My favorite movie quote is from The Crow, the first one that came out with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee.
Mhm.
I don't remember the entire quote, but what really struck with me and it stayed with me is buildings burn, people die, but real love lasts forever.
Okay. All right. Next one. How did you get your nickname Clyde Rose?
Okay, so that nickname came from Erin.
Okay.
I actually call her Bonnie because her nickname's Bonnie Jack. When we used to work together, we worked together a lot. We worked at Woodforest, so they were open 7 days a week. And I mean, it's a bank that was open 7 days a week.
Yeah.
A lot of our clientele saw us almost every day, day in, day out. And they called us Bonnie and Clyde one day, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I just started having fun calling her Bonnie. And then she started calling me Clyde. We got the nickname Jack and Rose, so I'm a big fan of Titanic, and so is she. And we somehow got on the subject, and we started talking about Titanic, and I said, "Please, can I be Rose?" So that's how the nickname stuck.
So just combine the two.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, last question. What is one thing that surprises people about you?
I think the one thing that surprises people a lot is that I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled for all 12 years. My parents pulled me out of middle year, first grade. And a lot of people get this stereotype that homeschoolers are very introverted, not as outgoing. But I've always been really outgoing. And I mean, my parents kept me in sports because I was able to play with the local public schools with different leagues and everything. So I was always very, very active and always not your typical homeschool person. I would just be at home all the time and then hang out with other homeschoolers. I did that too, but being involved in sports really helped me break out of my shell. So everybody kind of just assumes I had like a public school education, but I was homeschooled.
And who was the one primary parent responsible for homeschooling? Who took charge of that?
So my mom was in charge of like all the English and the grammar and all that. My dad took more of a role in the math and science. But about 5th or 6th grade, my parents kind of stepped back and was like, "I think you guys can teach yourself now." And they just got us the curriculum, and it was pretty much self-taught from there. Every year, I would have a certified teacher come in and evaluate to see if I'm able to move on to the next grade, because that's how Florida did it.
Yeah.
And I was always ahead, especially in reading. I was like 3-4 grades ahead almost every year. Math, I was pretty good up until algebra, and then it kind of right where I needed to be. But yeah, so both my parents played an equal role in homeschooling.
Very nice. That's definitely important.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions we have. So if anyone ever has any questions that they want to send, definitely message us, email us, anything like that. And thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.